How many of you remember this guy?
So not only did I trash the principle of Euclidean mathematics based on a magnet, I then went on to scare them.
Well, you'll all be delighted to hear that he is back, and this time he has free energy for the entire world. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a big thank you to the sponsors of today's video, NordPass. NordPass is a new generation password manager where security meets simplicity. Brought to you by the cybersecurity experts who built NordVPN. And those cybersecurity experts have bags of experience in the market. Because the way things are going at the moment, you really do need it. NordPass has an autofill and autosave feature, so you can log into your accounts in just a few clicks. A password generator which generates secure and complex character combinations instantly for your accounts. You can shop online with ease too, because NordPass remembers your credit card details, and it also recognises suspicious websites so you don't accidentally reveal your sensitive information. NordPass is a zero knowledge password manager, which means that no one else but you can see what's in your encrypted vault, not even the NordPass team. Plus you have password health, where you can check to see if any of your passwords are weak, older than 90 days, or linked to several accounts. And finally, NordPass syncs your credentials across up to 6 devices, so you don't need to type them in each time you pick up a new gadget. Get an exclusive NordPass deal plus 1 additional month for free here, or click in the description, or use the code SIMANDAN at checkout. Right, back to today's video where we see Nigel bring us a presentation for something that will change the world. Before we start though, I think I should just remind everyone of the first law of thermodynamics, which states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. Perhaps if Nigel knew that fact, he wouldn't have made the following video. Brace yourselves.
Hello world, my name's Nigel. I want to offer something to all of you. I'm going to show you a little presentation, and I want you to think what's going on. So without further ado, I'm going to give you this presentation. There, you can see a spark. That spark is equivalent to about 300,000 electron volts.
Now, that sounds mightily impressive, but that actually equates to 0.000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000048 joules. To put that into perspective, a 60 watt light bulb uses 60 joules per second.
Look at the size. It's cold, doesn't burn the hand. This is new energy.
Yes, but you would have needed energy in the first place to create that spark. That's how the first law of thermodynamics works.
This is PCAMs. I wrote this presentation as an investor brief, and I've given this brief to many people over the last month or so.
Please don't tell me he's got investors for this. And look at Nigel's credentials. Professor, doctor, master's, bachelor's, diploma, management degree. Wow, all real, of course.
I'm not happy with venture capitalists or banks. All they want to do is take the money.
Is anyone happy with them at the moment?
So what I'm doing, I'm now offering this to everybody, to humanity as one.
Very kind gesture, Nigel, but it's just a shame it's all nonsense.
We need to have a think, and I've got to ask you a couple of questions. Humanity as a species has come to a crossroads in its own existence. We've raped, we've polluted, we've dug holes in it, we've dug up, and we've destroyed the very best that this planet had to offer.
Now, I don't agree entirely with that, but it's largely correct. However, there are wonderful and fantastic people doing the exact opposite of that out there.
We're killing the planet. There are no second homes at this time. So the crossroads we've come, do we continue in this annihilation of our planet, or do we take another course? And if we make our next decision wrong, what do we leave our children?
Listen, the sentiment is nice and all that, but his idea is just not that great. Let's continue.
If we stay on the hydrocarbons and continue to pollute, if we continue to dig up the rainforests and destroy every habitat there is on the planet, what are our children going to write on our gravestones? Cheers, Mum. Cheers, Dad. Thank you for the rubbish tip that you left us. So what we now choose to do today, within this brief, will form the destiny of the species, of all of us, not the 1%, each and every one of the 8.1 billion people on this planet.
Where does he get 8.1 billion from? We are currently at 7.96 billion. He can't even get something simple like that right. And how many degrees has he got?
Can have access to what I'm about to give you. The discovery of PCAMs is unprecedented before humanity. It forms a once-in-the-lifetime opportunity for the species. It's not for the 1%, it's not for oil companies, it's not for governments, and it's definitely not for banks. So what is PCAMs? Well, in this image, you can see two photographs, one to the left and one to the right. I had an electrical engineer put together some equipment for me, and this is what it actually looks like, is the physical box. So we can have no one turn around and say the box doesn't work.
It looks like a 1990s hi-fi system, to be fair.
Okay, let's get that cleared up from the start. And the photograph right at the start. Don't tell me this don't work.
The mere existence of a box doesn't mean that that box works.
So what is PCAMs? PCAMs is a photonic catalytic amplification matrix.
A photonic catalytic amplification matrix. So let's break that down. Photonics is the science of the generation and detection of light. Catalytic is the presence of a catalyst. Amplification in this sense means enlarging or adding to something. And matrix in this context, I believe, means positioning some sort of array. So a box that's lined up that increases the light of something by using a catalyst, it honestly sounds like something you've totally made up.
It's a generation of synthetic high-energy photons that are then post-processed to produce an abundance of energy. And I do mean abundance of energy. But before we have a look at the PCAMs, we have to look at our problems that we've created ourselves. And one example of the myriad of problems is lithium. Lithium is a bomb. Let's not mess about. Lithium is a bomb.
Well, it's not. It's lithium, which, don't get me wrong, as a pure substance doesn't get on great with water. But as far as I'm aware, battery-related serious incidences are rare.
If you puncture a lithium battery, it'll explode. You put it in water, it'll explode. You overcharge it, it'll explode. You charge it too fast, it'll explode. It's prone to erosion and bloating, and they cause explosions. And it is highly toxic. So what are we doing? I refer to this as a bomb factory. I just picked Tesla because Tesla is the name that everybody knows, but any EV company, they're all the same. So the Tesla automotive company takes a standard LiPo cell, the bomb, and then multiplies it by many thousands, say 10,000, and just makes a bigger bomb. The problem with this bomb is now has a wheel on each corner and can go anywhere, and it's still a bomb.
According to statistics in the US, there's approximately 1 Tesla fire for around every 210 million miles travelled. That is significantly safer than normal cars, where they have 1 car fire for every 19 million miles travelled.
That there is a Tesla motor car. That is what LiPo looks like when it goes off.
And I can show you 1,000 pictures of a car fire from an internal combustion engine, but it doesn't prove anything.
That's real. I didn't make the photograph. I didn't build the car. I didn't put LiPo in there. I'm just presenting you with the fact and the truth. PCAMs does things a little bit different. It uses silicon and yttrium. Both are naturally abundant. Both are inert and non-toxic.
That's not strictly true. According to a 2019 paper, yttrium oxide does have some toxicity and has been lumped into the same camp as heavy metals.
And people say, well, have we got enough silicon? I said, bucket's full. We've got a whole desert full of sand. Don't be saying you need special silicon. It's a lie. Yttrium, we have mountains of it. There's one particular country, Romania. In the northern Romania, they have polymetal ores in mountains of it.
And this is our first problem. Yttrium, as is not found in the Earth's crust. So you need to factor into the energy required to separate it from its ore.
Mountains. Now, I've had to hide off some of the technology because there are thieves out there, particularly the US. And the theory was, can we take a current technology, change how it actually works, and make it do something totally different? So that was the thinking. So I got a handful of engineers and said, I want you to do this with that and see if it does the other. That was the process. And after a lot of explaining, we put it together and they constructed a device and they put in 5 watts of energy on one side and got 28.8 on the other.
The watt is not a form of energy, it's a unit of power. 1 watt is actually equivalent to a rate of energy transfer, which is 1 joule per second. But the first law of thermodynamics still stands. You cannot get more energy out of the system than you put in.
Now, when I went to school, 28 is bigger than 5, which means we got out more than we put in. Therefore, the laws of entropy, you can't have something for free and you can't have more out than you put in, are a total lie. That means the whole construct of the thermodynamics principles, which has driven this world for at least the last 200 years, was built on falsity.
Whoa. Now he's saying the laws of thermodynamics are a lie? Probably the most solid laws in all of science, and he's just hand-waving them away. Brilliant.
It was a rabbit hole. So how does PCAMs work? PCAMs is like a card, a very thin card, and like a pack of playing cards. So if you have one card does 1 unit of energy, 52 playing cards in the same box produces 52 lots of energy. And then you multiply that out. That's the simplest analogy to how a PCAMs is constructed.
Pack of playing cards. Jeez Louise, this is so tough to sit through.
So having proven the theory that we could produce 28 watts, and by the way, between going to print of this video and what I received this morning, my engineers have now doubled that power to a point where they've now got 52 watts from the same 5 watts.
Well, you haven't proven the theory, have you? You've just said it works. That's it.
So that is really impressive going. I asked my engineers, how small can you go with this? And I then went back to the manufacturer and said, can you make small things of A, B, and C, and 1, 2, and 3? And they come back and said, yes, we can make them sub-millimeter size, like 0.7 by 0.3 by 0.6 millimeters. That's very, very small.
Are these engineers real? Are these manufacturers real? Would anyone in their right mind entertain this idea? Who knows?
And I said to my engineers, if you engineer that in this shape, how small can we actually get it? So they said, well, we can make a card. Remember the playing card? We can make one of these. That's a mere 2.4 millimeters thick. And I went, that's very good. But we need all the space and what we see there. I said, well, okay, if we've got that as the principle, and we now make our pack of playing cards a bit bigger like this, and we say it's like 320 millimeters long by 160 millimeters wide by 10 millimeters thick, which is 5 playing cards, 5 layers, we end up with something that's 10 millimeters thick. That was the idea. And I went back to the manufacturer and said, provide your data on all of those figures. And we ended up with a value of 83.4 watts for 10 millimeters. That's the thickness of your finger.
Now, Nigel, come on. You expect us to believe that you solve the world's energy crisis with a back of a napkin idea where it took some engineers and manufacturers to cobble something together in a few weeks. All you've done is tell us a story. You've woven a tale. There is no real evidence here, no working prototype. Just a story. Now, this is just the start of Nigel's presentation, and we're going to come back next week probably, to dive a little bit deeper into his presentation. But for today, we are all done and dusted for another Tinfoil Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching. It's all wrapped up in a nice little pack of playing cards stacked package. Thank you so much for watching. It truly is appreciated. If you enjoyed it today, please do hit that subscribe button. We're going for the 500,000 subscribers. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed it. And if you really enjoyed it, then hit that like button as well. Just enough time to once again thank NordPass for sponsoring today. Remember, to get an exclusive NordPass deal and get one additional month extra free, click the link here or the link in the description, or use my code SIMANDAN at checkout. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Misconception Mini. See you then.